just sheer hard work. And like I said, it was a very small agency where I had started work from. I don't think I'll be able to talk too much about Tata Digital. See, we are a new organization. Okay, so we haven't really launched yet. So we are a team of about 300 people currently. We've all have adapted to the new way of working very, very well. Overall, our productivity has been extremely high, but it's a launch phase for us. So to that point, some good, some bad. There are certain things that when you meet in person or do it in person is far easier. But then one has to just kind of go with the motion and do what one has to do. There is absolutely no substitute to the hard work. You have to be at it. I'm saying forget the institution. It's only about that entry point. After that, it's your hard work that and discipline and dedication that takes you through. So there are no shortcuts. A job is a job. There is no big or a small job. When we start the career at that point in time, anything that comes your way, you have to take it up, or rather, I took it up. Be it through working through days or working through nights. There are nights that we've spent in office. There was a time that I spent about 4 to 5 nights straight on in office. But if the job demands that point in time, so that's what it is. There was no compromises on that, and I guess my husband and I both are like that. Work is, I mean, there are other passions, but work is something which we don't take lightly. So we kind of take that on, and our family also kind of supported through along the way, because there are many times that there are issues, but then one has to manage. So there are no shortcuts. When there is job, there is job. So it has to be done. It has to be done. I have been a fitness enthusiast right from the beginning. But along the way, I also picked up marathon running. I was a runner when I was in school too, but I was like a sprinter. But when I got into long distance running, it was only when my son was about 2.5 years old. So that early morning, I would wake up and go for my runs, because that's the only time that I had. Otherwise, then this between work, home, and my son, there was no other me time. So I had to kind of make time out for that particular thing. Now, one is about just being disciplined or working hard, but a lot of parallel comes through from the fitness regime that at least I follow, and marathon, which has really changed me as a person too. Being a little more patient, being on the course. So besides work, if there is anything that kind of helps draw inspiration for anybody, it could be for some it's marathon, some it's yoga, whatever it is, but that really helps kind of put your day, at least helps me put my day through, be it work or be it at home. It just sets me through for the day. And I mean, it's a long distance, it's a marathon. So there will be times that we all want to quit, but it's a race where sometimes you have to slow down, sometimes you kind of keep going on. And that's the philosophy that I kind of continue. There was a time when I said, in any race, it's not kind of good to or not cool to say that I have quit my race. But it's important to also know when one should also quit a race. It's okay, it's fine to kind of quit a race. There are more races to come through, but one needs to know when to quit. It's important to know when to quit, but that doesn't mean that every time one quits. So it's a call that we all learn through over a period of time in our personal and professional experiences. But I draw a lot of parallel onto the marathons that I run. So for me, every kilometer that I run, or it's like that's exactly the way I kind of deal with it in my professional and personal life. See, I guess it's been good and bad both, I would say. Don't think any of us have ever spent so much time at home, right? So be it with our families or even the houses that we build or homes that we build for ourselves, we've never spent so much time ever. So there is, I guess some of it has been for good. Things like we never thought we would be able to do, or working from home ever did there was always conceptually that every organization had work from home. But I don't think any of us ever kind of lived it to in its true sense to that point. But work can happen from home. It's proved now. So you save so much time on travel, and the time that you save on travel, you could do multiple other things. So productivity is anyways high. You could, from your personal level point of view, there are, I mean, lots of pluses. Spend time with family. You know exactly what's happening. You spend time at home, and you can do juggle your day according to the timelines that you have or the work that you have. If you want to take a break in between, we all can do that, which we could never do earlier on. So this is the pluses, yes, and there are multiple misses too, in terms of your everything has become very hectic. There is no distinction between work life and home life, so it just runs into your home as well. But there are, I guess, lots of trends. What I feel would stay is that I don't think we will. It should not rather go back to the way we used to work earlier. A lot will change in terms the way we conduct our meetings or the way we travel for business, or even the way we kind of the notions that we had. They've all kind of broken through. Things which we never imagined we could do have been done. So this is, I guess, some of the things that will stay, should stay rather, in terms of trends. So work from home being one, and I guess the flexibility that people have had will continue to that point. The workplaces, of course, will also undergo a change in terms the way we function. The way we travel also, of course, I guess, will change. Consumption in terms of when we say for food and clothes, of course, and retail also may change to a point. We all miss shopping, yes, but now you question, is it like really worth it? You already have so much lying around, you don't know where to kind of use it. So you do think before you buy that you really need that for that point. And I mean, maybe that money that you have you can share it with somebody who really needs it, rather than just buying that extra pair of a sari or a shoe or anything that you want to that point. Okay, we see like most of the brands have also changed the course, right? So brands which were very abrupt, in your face, or have also kind of changed the stance. People have become a little more, I would say, empathy has come in a little more, and the human emotion, which was always very important, but I guess people have now realized it a little more. The way of dealing has also changed quite a bit. I guess there has been some amount of patience or hand holding that comes in. You've seen that in kind of some of the service brands, the way they are doing it as well. Be it kind of if when you have to return something that you've shopped, or when you buy, there's just been a little more kind of, I guess, empathy and also understanding from the seller to that point. Okay, so like I said, one is that you have to continue at it, be at it all the time. It's a long distance, it's not a short sprint, so you have to just be at it, one step at a time. If I say from a being, I mean, I don't really want to get into this women versus men to that point. It's about how, yes, there are times, I mean, there are ways that you do face some issues, but it's about how you kind of handle it. So by God's grace, I've never had any. Yeah, I mean, there would have been some parts, but then I've tied. I mean, I have tied over it, and I don't make a big deal about it. So it's about how, and to some extent, it depends on how we want to deal with that situation. There are times when you kind of face issues. It's better to kind of just be upfront and give that person, at least, I mean, that's what I feel. Give that person a peace of mind right there and then. Sometimes it may backfire, but so be it. But I don't think it's about just taking it on and just moving up. I mean, again, that's my personal view. Yeah, there are situations where one cannot. So it's not one view for everybody, or one thing doesn't work for everyone. So I guess the most difficult phase that the times that I thought, is it a good time to kind of move out, take a break and do something, or is when my son was about year and a half, 2 years. So there's or maybe earlier than that. So there's that guilt that kills you, that you're not spending enough time. Is it the right thing that you are doing? Will your kid grow up as a good human being or an individual to that point? So there are those thoughts which always kind of are there all the time. I guess all the mothers will have this. But I guess, I mean, I was clear that I wanted to continue working. So my family has been a big support, a big support. My mother, my mother-in-law, they both have been like really big support. And I guess we should not, if one has to continue, then we should not shy away from taking help. If we need help, I think we should just ask for it. If we want to do this, again, I have learned it the hard way that we can't do everything by ourselves. I think as women, we all have that, okay, we will do it. But I don't think it works like that. It's okay to kind of take help. It's okay to ask for help. And it's okay to say, yes, I can't do it. It's fine. But as well, I was growing up, always had this, or sometimes I still have this, that I will do everything by myself, but it does not work. So it's okay to ask for help from your friends, from family, from your husband, if you want to continue working. So it's okay that if you have to take a break for a little while, world is not going to come crashing. So it's fine. Like, one of the reasons, I mean, it's quite personal, but so when we had, we have one son. So that whole thought that if I have another child, will I be able to kind of do, can I actually go ahead with my career? Will it be possible or not? So there are those apprehensions that we all have, but I don't think one should actually think through that, because now that I go back and think, I said it was just about 8-9 months. How does it matter? So it really doesn't matter. And now there are companies who actually give you a lot of leeway and a lot of support to kind of go through or tide over that time. In our times, we used to get only 2 months as maternity leave. Okay, so I was back in office exactly 2 days before my son turned 3 months. Okay, so and I continued working through. So we didn't even have those 6 months off to that point. So if during that time women have done it and continued working, so I'm sure with so many companies now giving so much support, there are crashes in the organization, there are your maternity leaves which are much longer. But I feel one should just continue and not, even if it's sometime it's your own individuality, but each one has their own philosophy or method. But I guess if one wants, one can always do that, continue doing it.